When I think about confidence, I think the first thing that always comes to my mind is that the pursuit of confidence and the need for confidence is such a universal thing.
Yeah.
And whenever I do workshops, you know, and I'm in front of a room of, let's say, thousands of people, and I always say to them, like, who here can honestly say that they are free of all self-doubt? Who is like truly confident in who they are? And nobody will raise their hand. I don't remember. I think probably when I was, and I always say this, like all kids like are born confident, right? And I talk about it in the book that kids generally, if you look at young children, they are full of self-worth. They're not self-conscious. Little kids are walking around the supermarket as Elsa or Superman, and they don't care who's watching. Like they're so happy to express themselves in all the ways that they want. Yeah. And then essentially like life happens to us. And for whatever reason, whether it's because of our caregivers, our friends, our teachers, society, essentially we all come to believe that we're not enough as we are. And I definitely came to that belief very, very early on. And because of a series of many, many different events, that belief was so compounded. And I lost all my sense of self. And I just felt so deeply unlovable. And spent my teen years trying to mold myself into what other people might want from me or what made me likable, and still didn't figure it out. And then found drugs and alcohol, which is the quickest way to find false confidence. Yeah. And that just made things worse, because then comes addiction and shame and guilt. And then when all that came away, when I was pregnant with Wolf, I had to suddenly give everything up. And what was revealed to me was the kind of depth of my self-loathing. And that really was the hardest time of my life, without doubt. It was, every day was like such a struggle to just get through to the next minute. And it was literally for me like a mental prison. And it all came down to this like deep self-hatred. You know, I felt I was disgusting. I felt I was monstrous to look at. I was a loser. And it was just such a dark time. And I think I've only once ever talked about it. I won't go into like loads of detail now, but I developed really, really severe body dysmorphia disorder, which is an anxiety disorder that is a form of OCD. So it's repetitive looping thoughts of like severe self-loathing, and there can be checking behaviors. And BDD is something that I think is more common than people realize, but people are very scared to admit when they have it because they think that it's about vanity, and it's not.